Namaskar. Today I am talking about a criminal case. The said case has been registered under section 354A of Indian Penal Code 1860 and section 8 of POCSO Act 2012. The FIR has been registered on the basis of a written complaint made by a de facto complainant who has allegedly 17 years of age being minor. The police has been registered such FIR on the basis of a written complaint made by a minor de facto complainant, being a victim girl, allegedly having the age of 17 years. The allegation under the written complaint is that since 2.5 years there is a connection between the minor de facto complainant and the alleged accused persons on social media platform Facebook, and on the said Facebook platform of social media platform, the nude pictures and the videos with nudity has been exchanged between them. Subsequently, as alleged by the minor de facto complainant, showing such nudity videos and pictures, the alleged accused persons putting threat of blackmails, asking her to meet with him for having some illicit relations. This is the complaint. The complaint arose on 27th of April 2021. According to the minor de facto complainant, the alleged accused person asked to meet with him at a particular railway station, where she went at 8 o'clock in the evening on 27th April 2021. On visiting there at 8 o'clock, the alleged accused person meet with the minor de facto complainant, and on such meeting, allegedly, the alleged accused person tried to molest and consequently the people around there at the said railway station beaten up the alleged accused person and handed over to the concerned police station. As it appears, the said written complaint has been lodged with the said concerned local police station at 1 am on 28th April 2021. Consequently, thereafter, the alleged accused person has been arrested nearby the said railway station by the police at 3:15 am, and inspection memo of the police shows that the several people has beaten up the said alleged accused persons and he sustained injury. Consequently, on 28th April 2021, police as registered the said allegation under section 354A and section 8 of POCSO Act 2012 and produce the said alleged accused person before the learned special court which deal with the POCSO cases. On production of the said alleged accused person, the court observed that on behalf of the accused person none move. Consequently, the court was pleased to direct the remand of the said alleged accused person up till 11th April 2021 for the period of 14 days and direct the medical of the alleged accused person and the minor de facto complainant, and also direct the 164 statement should be recorded in terms of the CRPC 1973 before the learned judicial magistrate, since the prayer has been made by the investigating officer in the said case. Therefore, on 20th April 2021, the police complied with the direction of the learned special judge and submitted report thereafter, and consequently the alleged accused person has been submitted to the local jail authority for the detention of such remand. On 13th, the family peoples came into the knowledge of the said alleged accused person that he has been arrested in some cases and this said case has been registered such and such places. Therefore, they visited the court premises, and on visiting the court premises, they placed one advance application before the learned special judge, stating inter alia for the necessary intervention, since at the first, while the accused has been produced before the learned special judge, no one was there to move any application on behalf of the said alleged accused persons. However, in terms of the law and in prescribed terms of the Human Rights Protection Act 1993, no accused person should be unheard or unmoved. If the learned court found that there is no advocate appearing on behalf of the alleged accused person, the learned court should direct the legal service authority or the State Defence Counsel to appear on behalf of the said alleged accused person and place his application or any necessary prayer before the learned court on behalf of the accused person, which has not been done. However, the learned special judge was pleased to take up the said advance application and direct the investigating officer to produce the case diary before the learned court on 4th day of May 2021. Consequently, in the meantime, the Honorable High Court at Calcutta preponed the summer vacation. The said summer vacation commencing from the 3rd May of 2021 up till 15th May of 2021. Therefore, very interestingly, during the summer vacation bench has been created by the learned district judge, who entertained the application under section 439 and 438 of Criminal Procedure Code 1973. Though regarding the application under section 439, 438 of CRPC, which relates to the special courts cases such as POXO cases, narcotic cases, SC/ST Act cases, and EC Act cases are not entertainable. Such power has not been given to the vacation bench. Therefore, in such circumstances, it was not able to move before the learned court, either to the regular court before the special court or to the vacation benches. Since the vacation benches has also not assigned to take up the matter of special court cases. However, on 15th, the said special court assigned and designated as a vacation bench. Even though the power has not been given, even though the said Judge Sahib has not assigned as a regular court of the said special court cases, he entertained and take up the application on 15th May 2021 as a regular matter, and the application placed under section 437 of CRPC for bail on behalf of the accused person has been taken up by the said vacation bench, and the same has been rejected since the Judge Sahib was on view. Let him be in custody for more few days. Well, thereafter the vacation has been completed on 15th. 16th was Sunday and 17th was reopening of the court for the normal functioning. Prior to that, the state government has declared the lockdown from 17th. However, on 17th, we place advance application before the special court, which has been turned down, asking us by the court to place our application on the next date, which has been fixed on 24th May 2021. On 24th May 2021, the bail application has been placed under section 437 of CRPC 1973, and the same has been considered in the light of case diary produced by the investigating officer, and on hearing both of us, means by the special public prosecutor and by us. The same has been considered, bail has been granted with some condition. Condition number 1, the alleged accused person should not threat or try to contact the minor de facto complainant. Second, the alleged accused person should not contact or pass any remarks on social media platform whatsoever. And the bail has been granted, stating inter alia as an interim. The accused, if on bail, the next date has been fixed on 14th day of June 2021 for appearance of the accused person as well as for the report from the concerned investigating officer in this case. So therefore, in this case, the alleged accused person has sustained the detention for the period of 27 days so far. Now, if you go through the section 354A, you will find that section 354A is a bailable offence and triable by the magistrate of first class. Regarding section 8 of POCSO Act, regarding section 8 of POCSO Act, the punishment has been assigned, which is within period of 7 years. Section 8. Punishment for sexual assault. Whoever commits sexual assault shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 3 years, but which may extend it to 5 years and shall also be liable to fine. So this is the content of the section 8, being the punishment for sexual assault under Protection of Children from Sexual Violence Act 2012. The sexual assault has been described under section 7. Whoever with sexual intent touches the vagina, penis, anus or breast of the child, or make the child touch the vagina, penis, anus or breast of such person or any other person, or does any other act with sexual intent which involves physical contact without penetration is said to commit sexual assault. The sexual behavior is a biological phenomenon, while the female is of the age above 12, and while the male child is above the age of 17 probably. The alleged accused person having the age of 25 years as allegedly, and the minor de facto complainant having the age of 17 years as the birth certificate, as appears to be production of birth certificate of the minor de facto complainant. Now here you have to see that while as the allegation has been made by the minor de facto complainant that there was a relation between them since 2.5 years on the social media platform in the Facebook. Now you have to see that while you create the Facebook asking for the age of the creator of such social media platform. If you write down the age as a 17, 16, 15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, whatever, it may be below the 18. If your age is below the 18, there would no creation of the Facebook account. Prior to creation of Facebook account, there is a necessity to create an email, which is also barred to have any email account whose age is below 18 years. So, apparently, if you have a social media account, it would presume that your age is 18 or above 18. However, if we forego this aspect also, then we find that एक हाथ से ताली नहीं बजती है. So therefore, while chatting on Messenger of Facebook's between the alleged accused person and the minor de facto complainant has been made out and assigned between them with nudity, it's a consent between both of them regarding their nudity pics, regarding the videos, regarding the chattings, etc. etc. So, and very interestingly, in Indian law, there is no prescription to lodge an FIR on the basis of a written complaint of a minor. Minor must accompany with his or her guardians. Minor must be represented by elderly persons, or in the event minor have any allegations, then the police authority should record his or her statement under section 161 CRPC and lodge FIR on behalf of the minor. So, in the Indian law, as it prescribes, minor cannot lodge an FIR on his own written complaint. So, in the present case, there is a technical anomalies regarding the registration of an FIR against the alleged accused person. And the allegation which has been made by the minor de facto complainant is a false, and the story as has been described is not true, rather it's not believable one. Since the FIR is not an encyclopedia, it cannot be said to be true or false, but it can be said that the story is not believable. However, the story accumulate to show that there has been offence committed by the alleged accused person, which has been described as under section 354A of Indian Penal Code 1860, which is a bailable offence and triable by magistrate of first class. And since the de facto complainant is a minor one, section 8 has been prescribed for additional punishment. And since the section 8 has been prescribed under POCSO Act 2012, the same should be before the learned special court. Otherwise, it would be before the judicial magistrate courts. Otherwise, he would be get bail on his first production. Otherwise, the weightage of cases is something else, differently do not carry such weight. However, since the case is before the special court has been created and established for the very serious purpose to look into the offences committed by the elder against the minors. So therefore, otherwise the preponement of the summer vacation by the Honorable High Court and other circumstances, rightly the special court hold for remand against the alleged accused persons. So these are the things. I am sharing my experiences with all of you. If you found to accumulate something, you may. So up till Namaskar, take care.